to the Teresa and Germain Talk series. And today we have a special guest. Not only do we have Teresa, but we also have the little guy, JJ. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi. So folks, what we're going to be doing today is, last week, or not last week, but the last video, we talked a little bit about creating multiple streams of income. And Teresa was explaining that one thing that she did, and she's done really well, is she got involved with a network marketing company. But Teresa has also many different multiple streams of income. In fact, she is a master at creating sources of income. And one of those streams of income is actually for, I was going to say her little guy, JJ, but it's more than that, because you've had more than one child involved in acting, either in commercials or otherwise.
Yeah.
So, Teresa, why don't you tell us about this other source of income that you have, which is to get your family, your children involved in acting?
Yeah. Well, what happened was we've been in the industry now for about 26 years.
Oh, so JJ's 26.
Pardon?
JJ's 26.
26. No, but long before, when I had my oldest daughter, one of my girlfriends, she had met some people in the film industry, and they were looking for some extras. And she asked me if I wanted to bring my kids and join in for the day. And it was for Look Who's Talking Now. And I said, sure, we can do that. And so we went on set, and it was fun. And afterwards, I said to her, I said, how could we get more involved? And she says, well, you got to get yourself an agent. So we found an agent, and from that day onward, we've always kind of had one foot in this industry. And it's great because it's extra, again, it's an extra stream of income. And, sometimes it can take up, a lot of our time too, depending what project that we're working on. But we really got involved with doing commercials. So commercials was our in thing. And, I just took my kids to auditions, and, after a while, the casting directors kind of get to know our family and who we were. And we just continued onward and just kept auditioning and getting jobs. And so the money that I would make from doing the commercial work is we really didn't need it to live off of. So what I did was I saved it and I let it accumulate. And then that's kind of what gave us the leverage of, buying real estate. And
smart. So there is a strategy here. It was not just for the purpose of creating fun money to go, and that too, I guess, but it was also for the purpose of helping with the family finances.
It did. Yeah. Well, and also, it's just using the money to invest versus just going on, vacations and just buying more doodads and more stuff. And I mean, eventually you can do the vacations and buy the doodads. But in the beginning, I really wanted us to, we actually didn't have a home when we had first started. And I remember my bookkeeper, because we had the driving school, we were living in a co-op, and she said to me, when are you going to buy your first house? And I said, why would I ever buy a home for? We live in a co-op. It's simple. It's easy. Our rent is adjusted, by our income.
Yeah.
And she got me to read this book called The Balancing Act. And after I read that book, I'm like, yeah, we actually should buy a house. So I had saved up enough money from us, being involved with commercials, and that became our first down payment on our first house. And so I was able to get my family from out of the co-op into our first rancher.
That's a beautiful story. So I know that many of your kids have actually been involved in acting. So I'm going to skip those guys and let's zoom in on this little guy. Yeah. So JJ, do you enjoy acting?
Yeah, I really like it. I just like doing it because my parents get me a little guest for auditioning.
Uh-huh.
And like an ice cream cone. And I like visiting Vancouver because it's a nice place to walk around.
Okay.
And I just think it's really fun to do, and I like making that money.
Okay.
Well, it's for your investment. It's for your future. That's what we're doing. So that's what we've been teaching him. It's all about investing it, and for the future.
So by the way, folks, just before I clicked on recording for this video, JJ was telling us that he understands the difference between Canadian dollar and US dollars, right? Because you are getting paid in US dollar. Right?
That would be
That's
nice.
good. That's excellent. So,
That the US dollars a little bit is cheaper than the Canadian dollar
No.
because if you were to buy something in America, then it would be cheaper than to buy it in Canada, right?
Not
that's right.
necessarily. It depends on how the dollar is doing, but right now
Yeah.
it's a little bit expensive to shop. And if you have Canadian money going into the U.S., then
No, but you're American.
yeah, if you're
yeah.
American coming into Canada, yes, that's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
It's a very good deal.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I also know a little bit of a secret because today, folks, it's Tuesday, so it's normally a school day. And again, this little guy is home today. And so why are you home today, JJ?
Because I have to go and do a photo shoot, get some new headshots, because my old ones were from when I was like 6 or 7. I look totally different now. So I need to go and get my hair cut, look all nice, and probably even get some new clothes and go and take some headshots. And that's probably going to take the whole day.
It will take most of our day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the-
it's not really good to go to school because that's just that my mom's gonna have to drive to Fort Langley, then back, then forth to Fort Langley again, then take me to Vancouver, and then it would just be like we're going everywhere.
So what you're telling me is you have your private chauffeur.
She does.
And
yeah.
that's your mom. That's
Yeah.
really good. That's really good. Give me a high five. There we go. So, Teresa, is this still taking a lot of your time at the acting? Like, how do you mentioned a book, Balancing Act. So more specifically, how do you balance all those different things that you do? And I call them things. It could be, they could be businesses, but you also incorporate your family life, your vacation time. You were just telling me earlier, just before this recording, that you bought yet another vacation property. So how do you balance all of this?
I don't know what to say because, I just do, right? And, like with the acting is, again, because I've been doing it for so long, and if Jalen, and also if I have talent, I'm already running the driving school. So with the talent agency, you're just telling people where to be and what time to show up and submitting people. So it's kind of like what I do already in the driving school. So it's not, that much harder.
Okay.
And then if Jalen is busy on set, then my other older kids can help out too. And so we all kind of take turns depending on the project that he's on. If it's a long project, then, we're rotating my husband's time, my other kids' time to sit on set with him. So,
Excellent.
but I mean, you just learn how to, make it all kind of, fit together. So
It's really
and
like,
sometimes, and it's not always busy too. Like, there's downtime also, right? So, and then when you have downtime in one business, then you just, work harder in the other business, right? And then, each business kind of has its own seasons.
so you have really become the master of the masters at, again, creating multiple streams of income. So even within the acting business, if I understand correctly, you've created another source of income by creating an agency. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, what happened was, we had been in it for 25 years. And then when JJ has decided to get involved, then I thought to myself, you know what, why don't I just start my own agency? That way, I can control things. And then also when my kids outgrow it, then I can still be in the industry because now I'll have other people that I'm, agent for. And so, so that's kind of what motivated me to start our own agency. And it was a bit of work. Like it wasn't that easy to start your own agency too. You don't have a mentor. You don't have anybody to tell you this is what you do. And most people running an agency too, they're not going to tell you how to jump in. So you kind of have to figure it out by yourself. And that's how it was with our driving school too. Again, we didn't have any mentors. We didn't have anyone to tell you how to begin something. We just kind of had to figure it out.
Yeah. Very good. So folks, we're sort of almost at the end of this video, but It's really interesting because we're just talking, but I just want to summarize because it's very important. First, we know that Teresa and John, they very successfully run a driving school. And then after that, we started to talk about multiple streams of income. And then the one that we talked about on the last video was Teresa getting involved in the industry of network marketing because it gave her the flexibility, but it's also a home-based business. Today we've heard about, you know, the family and many of the children getting involved in acting. And within that, we also learned today that Teresa is creating an acting agency. So now we're up to 4 multiple streams of income. And we're not done.
Crazy.
That's right. On future videos, we're going to be talking about other very creative ways. But the most important point is, this is not theory. We're talking about a real person, a real family, 6 children, all the challenges that, you know, life throws at you day in, day out. And Teresa is making it work. So you are really an inspiration, Teresa. So just before we let our viewers go, I think you've already done that, but I always ask you at the end of each video for a recommendation. And you talked about a book that really helped you, and that was called Balancing Act. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that book?
You know, I read it many years ago, probably like I don't know, 20 years ago. And so I don't really remember, you know, a lot about the book, but it was just like the basic, like just basic skills to leveraging, just time management. Like it was all the know-how, how to like, I guess, you know, just being a businesswoman or, you know, being somebody who wants to get further ahead in life. And it just gave, you know, the information that I needed. And again, I should read the book again because it's been a long time. I don't even know if I have it in here, but it should be there. You see the book called The Balancing Act?
Balancing Act.
Yeah, it's an old book. It should be in my library somewhere.
That's okay. I think
I'd have to dust it off to find it. But yeah, no, I mean, it was, again, it was a good book. It was a good read at that time in my life.
Excellent. So, folks, you have it. Once again, I want to thank our professional actor, JJ, for chipping in today. So, JJ, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me.
And thank you, Teresa. And
Thank you.
To our viewers, again, please remember this is a Facebook post, but if you click on the video, it will bring you to our YouTube channel. So you can go right below this video, click like, or even more importantly, if you have questions or if you have comments, please write that down in the comment section just below the video, and either Teresa or myself, or maybe even JJ, will get back to you with an answer or a comment. So once again, thank you for watching. Thank you, Teresa, and thank you, JJ.
Thanks for having us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well done, JJ.